مجمع الأندلس التعليمي، تعلم عصري ملهم بهوية وطنية وقيم إسلامية.
الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. أعزائي طلاب الصف التاسع، مرحبا بكم مرة أخرى، وبسم الله نبدأ درسا جديدا. Today we are going to talk about Module 1, Lesson D, Writing, which talks about an event that you attended. So kindly open your books, page 15, exercise C. Our objectives today are to write about an event that you attended, and to revise Module 1 vocabulary and structure. Our task is to use the mind map to write a post for a website about the event you attended. But before that, let's have a look at some of the vocabularies we are going to see today. Number one is expectation, means what you expect to happen. Two, feelings, means your emotions. Two, thought. Thought means an idea in your head. Ceremony means a celebration. Opinion means your point of view. And highlight means the good side, and drawback means the bad side. So dear students, let's have some explanation on how we write a good story. What are the elements of a story or an event? A good story or an event contains several key ingredients. 1. The characters. 2. Setting. 3. Problem. 4. Feeling. 5. Opinion. 6. Solution. The characters are the people, the animals, or the things that the story is about. The setting is where and when the story takes place. The problems are things that happen to the main characters that changes the story. Feeling is what the characters feel towards the whole experience. The opinion is what you think of the event or the story. The solution is how the problem was solved. Now, let's have a short practice about the elements a good story should have. For example, last Friday I went on a holiday. I went to the park. I was with my family. I rode my bike. I saw a dog. I was afraid. I fell off the bike. I broke my leg. I went to hospital and I stayed for 3 days. And this, dear students, was a short example of how a good story should look like. Now we have the outline. The outline is like the drawing of the topic you are going to write. So, number one, we are going to mention where and when the events took place and who was there. 2. What was the event? What was good and what was bad? As we said, the highlight and the drawback. 3. What did you think before attending? 4. What problems did you face? 5. How did you feel? And finally, what was your opinion about it? And now, let's open our workbooks on page 12 and 13. Let's have a look at this sample. Hi everyone. Our school organized a one-day sports day for us on the 18th of December 2019. Its objective was to develop in the students a sporting spirit. The day was scheduled to begin at 7:30 a.m. at the sport hall. However, we had to wait until 10:30 a.m. for the event to commence. I was so disappointed. The sports events kicked off with a motivated example set by the walking race for the teacher. It was something else. I couldn't wait for the next activity. The students were divided into 5 teams of 20 students each. Excited and energetic, the students started racing. I was on the second team and we were almost ahead of all other teams. 10 minutes later, we began to feel exhausted. The race lasted for half an hour and I was barely breathing. I found the whole experience just horrible. Although we didn't win the race, it was an exciting day for the students. It highlighted the importance of the sports and the sporting spirit. وبكده طلابي الأعزاء نكون أخذنا فكرة عن كيفية كتابة مقال عن حدث حضرته. أتمنى أن تقوموا بكتابة مقالاتكم الخاصة، وإن أردتم بإمكانكم أن ترسلوها لنا لنراجعها على تبويب الفورم الموجود على منصة المدرسة. Now we come to our second objective, which is to revise Module 1, Vocabulary and Grammar. So, exercise A, circle the correct options. Number 1, I'm going to a wedding at the weekend, so I need to find something casual or formal to wear. So, since he's going to a wedding, it's an occasion, so he needs something formal. 2, Tina isn't at home. I wonder or imagine where she is. Since he doesn't know where she is, the answer is I wonder. 3, Khalid always goes shopping at the shopping center because he can find his favorite brands or trends there. Of course, the correct answer is brands. Number 4, it's usual or normal for parents to worry about their children. The answer is it's normal. It's something normal, but it doesn't have to be something usual. 5, Sahar works for a shoe company. She designs or develops shoes. Of course, shoes are designed, so she designs shoes. Number 6, Mr. Carson created or cancelled the meeting and went home because he felt sick. He was sick, so apparently he cancelled the meeting. 7, this shop has a region or a variety of goods. Let's check it out. So the shop has a variety of goods, a large number of goods. 8, we're planning or discussing an event out. Do you want to join us? They are trying to prepare for an evening out, so they are planning an event out. Next, number 2, grammar. Complete with the present simple or the present progressive of the verbs in brackets. 1, Mr. Hamid not fly to Edinburgh next week. Next week means it's a present progressive, so the answer is isn't flying. It's a present progressive with future meaning. 2, he drive. He hate flying. So he isn't flying, he is driving. So then he hate flying. I cannot say he is hating flying. Why? Because hate is a stative verb. So the answer will be he hates flying. So pay attention that in driving we remove the E and we add ing. 2. Excuse me, I look for a gift for my sister. Can you help me? So the situation is happening at the time of speaking. So present progressive. I am looking. I'm looking for a gift for my sister. B. What you think of these bracelets? Think is a state of verb. So we take what do you think of these bracelets? He said, they seem nice. How much this bracelet cost? So again, seem as it is, they seem nice. How much? It's a question in the present simple, so we use a helping verb, which is does. How much does this bracelet cost? And as we know, after does, the verb comes in the base form. 3. Asma not wear wool. She find it uncomfortable. This sentence is in the present simple, so the answer is Asma doesn't wear wool. She finds it. We have an S to the verb with singular pronouns like she, he, and it. 4. My brother work at an office in the city center. However, this week he be on a business trip. So my brother works at an office in the city center. However, this week he is on business trip and he is traveling around. Next, exercise C. Complete with the past symbol of the verbs in the box. We have find, let, not like, take, not work, and buy. Again, we will use the past symbol of these verbs. 1. I don't think Mr. Bennett, his son, walked to school alone. I don't think Mr. Bennett let, because the past from let is let also, with no changes. 1. A new game console last week, but for some reason I bought a new game console last week, but for some reason it didn't work. It didn't work. So I took it back to the shop. 3. We the book at all. We didn't like the book at all. We found it very boring. Exercise D. Complete with the correct form of used to and the verbs in brackets. 1. Aisha not speak French, but now she does. So here we have a negative, so we use didn't used to. So it will be Aisha didn't used to speak French, but now she does. 2. I read comic books all the time when I was younger, but now I don't. So now that habit no longer exists. So I used to read comic books all the time. 3. As you can see, it's a question form. So we start with did, and then did you used to live in Newport? Pay attention that when we use did or didn't, we put use in the base form. B. Yes, and I take 2 buses to come to work. I used to take 2 buses to come to work. Exercise E. Circle the correct options. Number 1. My dad started working at or in the age of 16. The correct answer is my dad started working at the age of 16. 2. The company started having problems a year. So since it is at the end of the sentence, of course it will be ago. 3. Ted finished studying on or at midnight. Midnight takes at. We're going for coffee after or until work. Of course, it will be after work. 5. I heard a strange noise at the night or during the night. What was it? Here, the answer will be I heard a strange noise during the night. And by this, dear students, we come to the end of this lesson.
مجمع الأندلس التعليمي، تعلم عصري ملهم بهوية وطنية وقيم إسلامية.